No, but my point, like I'm trying to
Okay.
pinpoint to a thing which is that system, that system that you've mentioned, that upholds this, what do you call it, the majority, but not just any majority, is specific here, which is the white supremacy that you mentioned. That kind of system, the system that holds that up, it needs, what do you call it, people from the other side to confirm it, especially in this day and age when you hear and like, you hear and see so many different people telling you opinions. You're always gonna need, not always, the system by itself is gonna need a bunch of people that are like, colored, or like, what do you call it, people of color confirming that system by itself. That's where you see a lot of the
Okay.
Iranians that are joining SD, and like,
System
a bunch of
where the majority
Republicans.
are privileged, or what
No,
system I talk?
a system where we're talking about white supremacy. It's
Yeah.
upheld by these ideologies that you will have easier time than a white person if you actually agree with them as a black person. So if I would go and join the Republican Party right now and express, not directly, but ideologies that are based on black inferiority, for example, I will be propelled to the top of the people in that field that are talking about it, compared
Yeah.
to a white person,
Okay.
for
Okay. Now I
example.
get what I mean. So you
You get
mean
what I mean?
in a system where there is the majority cultures, where there is basically white supremacy, in a system like that, you could still be privileged as a minority if you basically are on the side of the white supremacist. So Uncle Tom, basically,
Basically, yeah,
if you become an
yeah.
Uncle Tom, you become privileged in a sense.
So that's what I mean. Like, it's far, far beyond skin color, rather than
Yeah.
like, deeper ideologies, and their, like, how much do you kind of oppose that? Because a leftist who's a communist who's white is gonna have
Yeah.
it much worse than I mean, depends on where you are, but a black Republican now in the U.S. specifically.
Okay.
So it's like, where do you align yourself? Fuck your skin color type situation going on. But you
Okay.
wanted to take a step back, like you were saying that, like talking about the systems that uphold it, kind of have makes you to have to take a step back.
Yeah,
You're
because
mentioning it.
the thing is, in general, when it comes to this system, that if there is a system of privilege, which is quite a natural thing that exists, the problem that I have is just like that when people say that the problem with this system of privilege that's created is basically skin color, something like just as small as and as non-important as like skin color or like culture or background or whatever. It's just a phenomenon that's very normal. It just happens like that. If you are, let's say, if you have a specific background and you're basically looking at job applications, looking at job applications and you see people and you see a person that has a similar name to your grandmother or something, the likelihood that you give that person a job is quite high compared to if you see a name that you don't know how to pronounce. So what I'm saying is that white privilege is not something that is I don't think it is something that is because a lot of people, when they talk about these things, they think that there is sort of a cabal, like a secret organization that is basically spearheading all these things and causing people to act a certain way. But most of the time, many of these things, including racism, including discrimination, many of these things are very natural.